Well, all right. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Double Crossed. I am your host, Dan, at 2 inches short from the internet. This is my co-host, Dave, at Golf and Jokes from the internet. Dave, how are you doing today, sir?
Good, man. What about you? Did you have a good Halloween weekend?
Great Halloween weekend.
Stressed out?
Not one per. Didn't I mean, I threw on a tiger shirt and threw on a tiger hat and was my hero, but didn't have many people come to the door. Got to keep all the candy that I personally love. I don't know when the cutoff for when people stop trick-or-treating, or like, is there a certain time? Like, is there an etiquette to it? I'm not sure.
I mean, to me, times have changed. Like we got a decent amount of kids. I think probably stopped around 7 o'clock, and then but compared to when I was growing up, it's not even close. Like we used to have herds of kids on the streets.
We're throwing like eggs well into
hundreds and hundreds of kids on the streets.
Shaving cream fights.
And we used to go till like 9-10 at night. Nowadays there's barely any kids. It stops so early. Like this generation sucks. Like it just feel sorry for them, man. Yeah. I mean, in fairness, it's a different world. Like
it is definitely a different
world.
You like now have a little one, right? So it's a whole new world.
Like when we were growing up, you could go chill in a park, do whatever,
go outside
and be safe. Nowadays
I just learned this. It's like you can't your kids just can't be outside. I don't know. Like so it's a crazy world we live in. How was your Halloween, Dave? Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, it's good. We had a little fam jam. In-laws, my parents came by.
Fam jam, like that term.
I dressed up. I was Mike Myers from Halloween, so that was yeah. And the little
It'd be
one
hilarious
was,
if you put on the mask like
I did.
right now.
Oh, right now?
No. During this podcast.
No, but no, like, so I put it on and I kind of took a video with Marcus, see what his reaction would be, and he was good.
Nothing?
He's smiling, laughing, so it never scared him at all, which was nice. He went as Elvis, which was cute.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. That's I'm sure he made a great Elvis.
He did.
Great. Do you have, so what kind of candy do you give out at
we just buy the boxes, assorted chocolates and sour candies, whatever comes in the box, and made sure to give them all out, otherwise I'd be eating them.
Well, that's definitely, I was excited about that. I had some Kit Kats and some Reese's. That's like our go-to around here.
My go-to if I had to pick chocolate bars, Reese's for sure.
Oh, dude, yeah. There's always stocked in the freezer Reese's Minis whenever nature calls, But I mean, sour candy is good too. But like just kids getting candy. It's like there's like needles and shit now. It's like what are we doing? Can't we just live, play golf?
Crazy world, man. Crazy world.
Anyways, well, I guess that's the Halloween update. We'll talk a little pro golf costumes, what we saw a little later in the episode. We do have, this is a golf podcast, and we will be talking about the PGA Tour and some other news about some other world tours potentially. So let's get right into this week on tour, Dave. The Butterfield Bermuda Championship. What a wild event this was with weather.
Crazy weather.
Yeah, and Lucas Herbert, Aussie, 25 years old, gets the win, and first PGA Tour win, has 2 Euro Tour wins. I thought I saw it was like Dubai and the Irish Open. Does it sound about right?
Sounds right.
And so Lucas Herbert gets the victory. He finishes at 15 under. Beats out Patrick Reed, who put up a fight, and we'll get into some fashion maybe in a little bit. Danny Lee, who was in the mix, good to see him back. I mean, it was pretty ugly at some points though. Patrick Rogers, Scott Stallings, he was trying to win the thing And he started on the back nine because they got sent out in threesomes, off the front.
Yeah,
back.
what a round he shot, man.
Oh, dude, these guys shooting 62, 65.
I know, in that weather.
Yeah, we'll get into it. And and your boy Taylor Pendrith, who was optimistic going into Sunday, at 12 under. Yeah, and it wasn't too good. Lucas Herbert does win. Herbert, you gotta get this right. Herbert wins a hilarious Bermuda Triangle shaped trophy for the victory. I don't know whether you saw his caddy. He's got a fantastic beard. I mean, don't know much about the guy, but he seemed to have quite the game in they were playing like a 35-mile-per-hour winds at some points. I mean, rain, wind, they were underneath their umbrellas for a certain time. I mean, crouched down on the ground, they were getting blown away. Gets the victory. And this thing counts. I mean, yes, the strength of the field was not great by any stretch of the imagination, but you win on the PGA Tour, and that locks up your card for at least the next year. It gets you in the Masters. Yep. It's kind of a big deal.
I feel like he would have got in anyway. He's a good player. I know he's had some success in Europe. But yeah, he played well. I watched a bit of the final round. He just kind of hung in there. He didn't really make many mistakes, whereas the other guys were making bogeys. Like, dang,
but it was easy. It was easy to make mistakes. It was. The fan was on.
The course is super short by tour standards.
PGA Tour standards. Yeah, it was like 6,800 yards. Yeah.
Yeah, the wind was just insane, and Danny Lee just made a mess. Pendrith sucked on Sunday. Yeah, Reed almost stole it with a really good final round, and I mean he made a lot of mistakes earlier in the week. He had like 3 or 4 doubles, they said, so he could have.
Yeah, he had 3 doubles, and he was how many? 1 back. I mean, he could have won by 4. Yeah. Do you need to mention Patrick Reed's pants situation? That I don't know. I mean, I run a website called 2 Inches Short. That's my thing. And I mean, these were like 5 inches short of like where normal pants would be. I mean, he's like shopping a Baby Gap. I don't know who dresses him. Did
they shrunk in the wash?
Do you think Justine shrunk him, or do you think Patrick does the laundry in the relationship? Probably.
I don't think any of them do the laundry, to be honest.
No, you're right.
Probably have someone.
Probably different. I did laundry today, anyways. So Patrick Reed, his pants hilarious. But I mean, I don't even think he played well, right? Like we just said, three double bogeys.
I mean, a player of his caliber in that field, he is expected to finish top 5, if not win, and he did. He could have easily won for sure, and at least he had a good showing.
Gave himself an opportunity. Definitely. We were talking about wind and rain. Tee times were moved up, like we were saying. Threesomes. I think it was threesomes up the front and back. Yeah. I mean, it was blowing all week. It was pretty wild. But to see these guys be able to, still shoot, a dozen or more under par after 4 days is incredible. It's just it's amazing how good these guys are. And again, everything's Bermuda there, grain, everything we're talking on the water, elements, all that stuff. But then, we did get to see some of it on Sunday. I did catch some of the coverage. No PGA Tour Live again. But we did catch, weather kind of did mess up some of the 2 times anyway. So, we did get to see some great, drama down the stretch from a field that you just hope for the best.
Yeah, and it was a forgettable field, but it was a win is a win.
Win is a win. Cool story. We talk about winners all the time and just the guys at the top of the leaderboard, but do need to talk about a story about Jim Knaus. Messing up names. Anyways, dude is his last start on a major medical exemption. Needed to be T67 to get status for his on the tour next year, and this year. And he winds up, dude, making probably one of the clutchest performances you could guess. You know, Eagles 17 on Friday to put him on the cut number. He makes a cut on the number on Friday, and then winds up birdieing his last hole on Sunday to shoot to finish T57 and to keep conditional status and full status on the Korn Ferry. And he afterward he called it the greatest top 60 of all time. And I gotta hand it to him, man. I mean, this is the guy's livelihood. This is his career. This is how I'm sure he puts food on the table. I mean, it's quite a story. Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it's a story. You know, we don't really, you know, like we kind of mentioned kind of frequently on this podcast, Monday Q Info with Ryan French, and you know, he brings, you know, these kind of stories that you don't see every day, because you know, we kind of tend to focus on, you know, the DJs and Rorys and, you know, the 1s, 2s, 3s, 10s in the world, not, you know, trying to keep a job. But wonderful story. Good for Jim Knaus. I'm not even going to try to get right. But good for Jim. Love to see some positive stuff. Hopefully he makes the most of this opportunity. Other than that, I mean, great. Great. It was a good finish. Exciting. Came down the stretch. Had a, you know, nothing like a little wind golf, but these guys are so good anyways. Congratulations to just Lucas Herbert on winning again. This week the PGA Tour goes to Mayakoba, the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba. Place that has a cave in the middle of a fairway, I believe. Victor Hovland defends. Looks like some decent players in the field this week.
Yep.
We got I think I had it up here somewhere. I had JT, looks like he's in the field. Brooks, Patrick Reed coming off his short pants T2, and Abe Answer I saw is in the field in Mexico, I should say. El Camaleon golf course at Mayakoba, Riviera Maya, 7,000 yards, par 71. Architect Greg Norman, which is a name we will mention shortly as we move on this podcast. This should be noted, this is the site of the Matt Kuchar tipping incident with his caddy and the percentage he was going to get. El Toucan, I believe. And, you know, Matty Cooch has performed well here. But in the field also. Dave, have you seen or have any picks? Know anything?
I saw something earlier. Pat Perez posted this place tournament is a special place, an event for him. 5 years ago, he was like coming off a bad injury. He was out for a while. He was on sponsors exemptions, and this place was his first win back coming off injury, which secured his card, and then it was basically, you know, gave him a second career. So he's in the field, obviously. You know, I'm a big Pat fan, so I'm rooting for him this week to get it done again, and yeah, we'll see.
Good. Yeah, dude. It's that's exciting. Yeah, he's a good dude and good guy on tour.
You know what? He's a great interview too. I don't know if I always listen to his stuff on when he's on, like, you know, Foreplay or whatever. Yeah. Or even on the radio show Out of Bounds with what's his name? ESPN caddy. Michael Collins. Yeah. So he says it how it is, and he's a good interview, and you know, he's a good player.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he plays well this week. I'm why not go home country? Abe Answer.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
You know, win in Mexico. I know he's like a resident of the United States too, but he plays under that flag. So
I wonder if he's going to have his regular caddy actually this event, Abe. Dale, because Dale, who, you know, I don't know if you ever seen him on Instagram, he's all about hot dog reviews, and he has his own merch, and he's killing it. But he hasn't been able to caddy for Abe because of, I guess, visa issues in the US or whatever. But since this event's in Mexico, I wonder if he'll be caddying for him.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Regardless, I think we got an opportunity, and I think Abe would be a solid play this week. So kind of what we saw this week, or some news. I mean, while we're still talking PGA Tour, Jordan Spieth gets back into the top 10 at number 10 for the first time in 3 years. Didn't play, but has been trending upward, as we know. And Jordan Spieth back in the top 10. It's crazy.
I think by end of 2022, he'll be in the top 3. Is my prediction.
What a take. All right. Heard it here, folks. Heard it here first, folks. Jordan Spieth, top 3.
Top 3, end of 22.
PGA Tour season.
Yeah.
All right. End of the PGA Tour year.
Well, I mean, at some point he'll get there, and I'm pretty sure he'll stay, there for the year. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I would say look out for him at the Masters. Why this could be your Jordan wins a major.
Speaking of the Masters,
yeah,
I heard some rumblings that Tiger was at medalist on Sunday, and he was, chipping and putting. So looks like he's slowly, getting into it. And
I love how he segued that from speaking of the Masters.
So Tiger. I mean, the Masters could be on the table. It could be on the table.
Yeah, I did hear a report that Tiger was chipping and putting, resuming limited golf activity.
Yeah.
Safe to assume he's able to walk again, right? We saw him walking. This is not even an assumption anymore. I mean, there's a golf club in his hands, and we're all very excited. And we hope the recovery goes well. But to hear Tiger chipping and putting, I mean, that's amazing. So excellent. Speaking of Masters,
I'm pretty sure his goal is, by end of the year, start hitting full shots, and then basically January to March, just ramping it up and hopefully being ready to go for Masters.
But something that you said earlier in an earlier episode about his back, how is the rest of his body?
Yeah, that's something we haven't heard, but from what I gather from all the reports, it looks like it's fine. I don't know. It's not okay. Sorry, fine's not a good word. It's never going to be fine, but no further damage.
Manageable. Yeah. I mean, anytime we get to talk Tiger hitting putts or doing something with golf, we're moving in the right direction. It's very exciting. So yeah, we'll see what it brings. I mean, yeah, I think end of this year is a good, barometer. What is it? November, early beginning November 2nd.
Another couple months. Hopefully he starts hitting full shots, and then he'll be ready to go.
Well, we were talking Jordan Spieth potentially winning a match this year too. So Jordan gets into the top 10. We're Dave said top 3 by end of the season 2022. We shall see. Good to see him. Good to see him back in there. Should mention the top 10 right now in the world. Just throw it out there. John Rahm is 1, Colin Morikawa 2, DJ is 3, Patrick Cantlay 4, Xander Schauffele at 5, Bryson at 6, which I'm sure we'll be talking about him when we talk about some Greens Books-ish things in a little bit. Justin Thomas at 7, Rory at 8, Louis Oosthuizen at 9, and Jordan Spieth rounds out the top 10 at number 10. So, as we head into November, as we're eyeing, the full slate of the PGA Tour, that's an amazing top 10 going into the season. So golf is in a good place there. So we did what else did we see? Well, it was Halloween weekend. We did see it is football. There was football on Sunday, so we did see Josh Allen, quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, dress up as his favorite golfer, apparently Phil Mickelson, rocking a Kiowa PGA Championship visor.
Is that his favorite golfer?
I don't know. He was quoting him.
Well,
he was
no,
quoting him in his post.
I think what happened is Phil gave the team a speech at some point. I don't know when or where, but I think that's where that came from.
So I mean, he could be one of his favorite golfers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like, that sounds right. But yeah, I did hear the speech and that he did give some sort of talk, because he mentioned about staying calm, during big situations. I think that's what was something that stuck with him. So he walks in there with golf shoes, a golf glove in the back pocket, and
he nailed it.
giving the thumbs up, aviators, thumbs
flexing
up,
his calves,
pointing at the calves. It was something else. It was good to see. It was cool. I mean, that's cool. So then Buffalo Bills are tweeting it out, and I saw, and then then the PGA Tour is pushing out there, and it's just a cool when you could, anytime you could get the PGA Tour in with the NFL, it's a good thing for publicity standards. So and then Phil, I think Phil actually said it's the most seductive QB in the NFL currently. He responded to it because that's what Phil does. He actually replies on social media, and he absolutely tweets himself. There's no doubt about it. But we did see some other costumes. We saw JT as Jackie Moon. Tony Finau and his wife were the Goon Squad, and their kids were the Toon Squad, which had a Space Jam. So Jason Day was a Power Ranger.
That was awesome. Jason Day's, I like that.
Yeah, one. And I saw his wife was all decked out in Shrek. I forgot the princess's name, but in that gear. But yeah, Jason Day didn't WD from Halloween. Good to see it. good to see it. Yeah. So do we say DJ and Paulina with the former president of the United States? Yep, that was quite a photo. Where were they? Did we discuss this? Some party. We weren't invited to it. We were not invited to it. But so little Halloween, couple pros getting involved. I mean, nothing like going out there and eating, trick or treating. And yeah, you got to be looking forward to doing that with Marcus eventually, sometime, right?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I love Halloween. I'm a big horror movie fan and all that, but I was never into the whole dressing up for Halloween. Never really, I went to a few parties growing up here, but it was never something I really did after I stopped trick or treating. But yeah, now that I do have a young one, I'm looking forward to putting on a costume each year, taking him trick or treating,
back on the horse,
doing all that, yeah. So
yeah, I saw a little guy. I don't know who he was. I just saw the picture floating around. It was just he was decked out in the little kid red.
Oh, a tiger? Yeah.
That was good. Red tiger shirt, red shirt, black pants, green jacket. Just killing it. It was great. So we should get to the news segment of our program. We have some developments in the World Golf League, Super Golf League, whatever the hell golf league this is going to be called. Regardless, Greg the Shark Norman has been named CEO of LIV LIV Golf Investments, which is basically it's a Saudi-backed golf tour that's going to be got some real footing by partnering with the Asian Tour in a long-time agreement that provides, I'm reading this here, provides world ranking points and potential players to actually play in these events. Now, this is we should say at this point they're talking about a 10-event series. I don't know where it would be or when it would be.
What would it be, all in Saudi? or is it
I don't know.
just
It's
all
an Asian.
over?
It's an Asian tour sanctioned thing. I don't know. So I do have some quotes here. They've committed this whole company committed over $200 million over the next 10 years. It was set in motion a number of momentous developments for professional golf worldwide. Norman said this is only the beginning. LIV Golf Investments has secured a major capital commitment. They'll be used to create additive new opportunities across worldwide professional golf. So we're talking about a wheels in motion on a potential rival to the PGA Tour. We have not heard anything from the PGA Tour and Jay Monahan saying anything about these latest developments. The only thing last we heard was back in February when Monahan said that nobody's going to be playing over there, and if they do, they're off the PGA Tour. So gonna be interesting.
Gonna be interesting.
Do you have a question? I mean, this is Greg Norman we're talking about.
The whole connection with Norman and basically going against the PGA Tour is kind of interesting, because I heard something that back in the day, Norman wanted to create like some kind of world golf. I don't know if it was like a tour or just some tournaments or whatever. And the PGA Tour kind of, said no or whatever. And then they started their own with the WGCs. You know what I mean? Yep. So it's kind of interesting that Norman now is kind of, leading this whole thing.
Yeah, it is interesting. And those are great points. Yeah, I mean, he's a name for sure. He's a face for sure. He's got statues of himself in his own yard. We know this. He's an interesting guy. We've seen some major heartbreaks out of Greg Norman, especially in majors. I mean, what year was it? In the
96?
96. Yeah, 96 when he's on his knees at the Masters when Fowler won it. It's gonna be interesting. But my question is, like, if none of the PGA Tour players are going to be allowed to play there, how is Greg Norman going to recruit guys to play on this world tour?
I feel like it's all going to depend on what the PGA Tour says and whether or not players decide, okay, if the tour says no, if you play there, you're done on the PGA Tour, and if players be like, okay, well, I'm guaranteed this kind of money over here, screw the tour, I'll play over here. I can still play in the majors, I think, right? Because they're not PGA Tour sanctioned, right?
So
I mean, I feel like players might just say, okay, I don't care about the regular tour events on tour. I can still play the majors. I'm getting a shit ton of money to play here. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, competition is good. It's an interesting, I don't know how big the fields are going to be. We don't know anything really, except that Greg Norman has attached his name to this Saudi-backed World Golf Super Golf League. So I don't know.
I mean, this whole thing has been like over almost 2 years now with the Premier Golf League, Super League, blah, blah, blah. And now it just doesn't want to go away. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Well, it doesn't, it's obviously not going away because there's interest in it. Like, people are really, I mean, golf is, we talked about it. It's a worldwide sport.
Is a different one than the
PGL? I think so. I think they're different.
Connected
this is
somehow.
I thought this is like the Super Golf League, and I thought that's different than the Premier Golf League. I don't fucking know. All I know is that this seems to be gaining some traction, and I don't think we're gonna wind up losing top talent off the PGA. It definitely gives
the top guys. I don't think are gonna go. Like I can't see a JT, I can't see a Rory, I can't see obviously not Tiger, I can't see any of those guys going. I can't see it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. I mean, like we said, no word from the PGA Tour yet, but definitely news out of Saudi Arabia, basically, with this World Golf Tour, Super Golf Tour, whatever. I would assume they're like mandatory like events. I mean, are they teams? Are they going to do like a team thing? Is that what
I don't know. I don't care for the team stuff. Hopefully, if it does happen, it's not. But I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, so stay tuned for more news on that. I mean, that's a big deal. You know, we'll keep you posted on what happens next with the fucking Super Golf League, whatever. Super Golf League. More news. Green's reading books may be eliminated come 2022 on the PGA Tour.
Good.
The tour proposed a new committee approved greens book, your yardage book. Basically, it would just be a yardage book with basic yardage things, green structures in it, but not like the 1,000 arrows that show Bryson everything. So we'll say the new books would include only general information on slopes and other features instead of the more detailed books that the players are currently using. Under the proposal, I was gonna say,
I mean, if whatever, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, can't players just look at whatever already notes they have and just kind of memorize them before the rounds? Like,
well,
I mean, obviously it's not the same. Obviously, it's really, obviously it's impossible to memorize it, but at least have a great idea of what each putt's going to do.
Well, and I understand what you're saying. And I mean, you would think that considering they're professional golfers and should be able to just read breaks on the greens, right?
Well, yeah.
Because that's ultimately what we're talking about. Because what we're discussing is taking the skill of greens reading and applying it to the sport again, because the greens books have taken that out. Like it's eliminated I mean, once you start applying math to things that you're supposed to feel and see and visualize,
and I mean they can nail it dead on of how much a putt is going to break with the technology they have.
Exactly. What they
have. It's going to break 2 balls, to the left. So, and they know exactly, and it's dead on. So.
Yeah. And this is and what they're saying is the purpose of this local rule is to return to a position where players and caddies use only their skill, judgment, and feel, along with information gained through experience, preparation, and practice, to read the line of play on the putting green. That seems pretty big. And it also says that this would also prohibit the use of levels and any device to test conditions of the putting green. And this
now,
is
when is that? When can't they use that? During official practice rounds?
I mean, I assume that would mean like Bryson can't take his compass out there.
Okay, but say Bryson goes on his own time, and like, how like players go to majors like weeks in advance to kind of scout the course. What if he went 3 weeks before the event and kind of did all his homework prior? Are they going to stop him from using it at that point? Or is it just a week up? Like, I don't know.
Well, I think what's going on is like they're allowed to make handwritten notes, from my understanding, in their books, but they can't be like overly detailed. I don't know. Like, this is the thing about golf, right? We always talk about
I feel like it's going to be a tough thing to really
enforce.
Yeah. And I mean,
right?
to me, all they should make it is during tournament play, you can't use it. Whatever you want to do during practice rounds and whatever, go for it. That's how I think it should be done.
Yes. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I don't know who's going to sit there and approve these books. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a clue like how they're going to monitor like Bryson from writing. Have you ever seen that that little picture? It's just like a person swinging. It's like a drawing, and then it's got like 100,000 like thoughts surrounding like him. You know what I'm saying? It's like all these different swing thoughts going through his mind. I'm like, that's what Bryson's greens book might look like.
Oh yeah.
And so, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, do you think I think that this is good for the good of the game and the skill of greens reading and like,
Absolutely.
That's what made Tiger incredible. He was able to make every putt and be able to read every green, right? Do you think that this, yes, it brings back the skill. Do you think this has any impact on speeding up play or not? Or do you think this might even slow play down?
Yeah, it could go either way, to be honest. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes you think, because like now
I'm kind of leaning to go slower. I mean, you're going to be looking at the putt from more angles. It's okay. What does this do? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to be walking behind the hole more probably, right? Because like you like really want to fine tune like what it's going to be, but then we're going to have to enforce time, and oh god, dude, this
never ending, man. It's always something.
All I know is like I'm happy to see the skill of green reading back. And I mean, what is Bryson going to do? Like, what is he going to do? We've talked about this on this podcast before.
I'll figure
about
it out.
him being able to putt at Augusta, like, figuring out the greens at Augusta without a greens book. This is going to be now every week. I don't know. It's almost like everything that he tries or try and take away. They try and take it away. Like, it's crazy.
Literally. Yeah.
I mean, it's not,
sucks.
And
it sucks.
It's not like subtle either. It's like,
literally everything.
This is happening. Yeah, it's. I mean, the next probably is the arm lock after this, right? I mean, like it's
pretty much the only thing left. Yeah, that and the ball.
Right. Yeah, that and the ball. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, I think Bryson's gonna. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how he reacts to this and how he proceeds with this, because I mean, we talked about it. Augusta is the only course right now that doesn't allow the detailed greens books, right? So this will be a total change, and it will be interesting to see what impact it will have on the game. All I know is that bringing the skill of something that is required in putting, should be required in putting, to bring that back is incredibly important. Yep. Do you have any methods of reading greens? What do you like to look at like where it breaks? Do you like to go behind the hole? Do you like the plumb bob? Do you aim point it? What's the Dave method of putting, of aiming here?
I'm pretty basic. Like, I'll look at it from behind the line. I'll go from behind the hole. I don't do like the side. I know, these people do like the sides. I've tried with the line on the ball, and it's not for me.
Don't like it?
No, because I feel I just never trust it. I don't know why. I aim it. Okay, I gotta hit it here, but in my head I'm like, I don't know. Like I just don't trust it, so I don't do it. I'm really all feel. I see a line, and I aim where I think I'm aiming and go with it.
Yeah. Hey, that is more power to you. I wish more people were able to putt like that. I putt like that too. I'm able to, probably would putt better if I paid more attention to, going around the other side of the hole and, getting down behind it. But,
the one thing I've started doing, is looking at a spot a few inches ahead and seeing that as my starting line and trying to hit it over that spot.
That's good. That's helpful. Yeah. I started plumb bobbing a little bit this year.
See, even that I don't get. I don't know how. I don't know if I'm just not looking at it right or what.
Oh yeah, I do it as kind of like a check after I give myself like an idea of where I want to go. Is like, well, how much is it really going to go? Because you can really see it. You got to know your dominant eye, and you got to know what your dominant eye is, and you got to know the weight of your putter. It's got to be basically down the center. It has to be like totally even weighted, and then you got to look at your dominant eye, and when you see the ball, basically cut the ball with the shaft, and you look through it with your dominant eye, and if the cup is on the left of that shaft, it's going to break left. If it's on the right, it's going to break right. Like, it's just a check, sort of. Like, that's kind of, I don't know. It's something that I definitely incorporated into the routine this year. But yeah, I might have a line on my ball, might not. I don't know, just depending on how I'm feeling. But yeah, I like lining something up, and giving myself, I don't really have a problem trusting it. So, putting, but then again, I mean, I'm not burying my head in a greens book and reading, percent slopes and stuff like that. And there's probably a reason why I probably have 28 to 32 putts around as opposed to 24 to 28 putts around. That's probably a difference. But make a difference on tour. I think but I don't know what kind of difference is going to make. I'm excited to see this rule.
Interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure. So anywho, well, that's what we got in our news. We recapped a little PGA Tour. We're looking forward to Mayakoba. Don't get stuck in that cave this week, and don't
skull it.
Don't spill it in that cave. Do have to mention congratulations on having the best team in football as being your team, the Green Bay Packers.
Don't jinx it, man.
Potentially. Don't jinx it. Winning last Thursday against Arizona, and
they're always known to put up a stinker from time to time. That's the problem.
I know they did that week one.
We had week one, but they're always due for another one, and I hope it's not this week.
Well, you got the Chiefs this week, so that shouldn't be too difficult.
That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, well, I watched the Giants lose to the Kansas City Chiefs again with Patrick Mahomes basically yipping his throws. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, he doesn't look right. That's for sure. But I mean,
we talk about golf is a game of confidence. So is being a quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, I feel like he's too good. He'll figure it out. But hopefully not this week, though.
Hopefully not this week. Again did not see the Giants win on national TV. That is 9 straight primetime games. I have
Danny
not
Dimes.
Seen them
I don't think he's that guy. I feel like he has the arm. He has the arm. He has the legs. He just doesn't have the quarterback IQ.
Just gets very excited.
He makes some dumb plays, and yeah.
I mean, there's potential, man. There's potential,
but I feel like if he has one more year, I think, to figure it out. Otherwise,
yeah. Meanwhile, you have backup quarterbacks winning every single game they
that was insane this
past week. Yeah. the Minnesota loses on a game-winning touchdown drive by Cooper Rush, right?
Cooper Rush. What a name.
Yeah. Well, Cowboys, man, they're fucking good. Unfortunately. But yeah, man, congratulations again. Golf podcast just like to talk a little football during football season. So congratulations on that win. Excited for Mayakoba, I guess. We'll see what happens with this.
I'll watch here and there.
Yeah, it should be good. It's on Golf Channel. I don't know if there's any PGA Tour live coverage.
I doubt it.
We'll see. But all right, folks. Well, if you have stuck around this long, hit the subscribe button, rate us, review us, 5 stars. We appreciate it. Thank you again to all of you who have supported us, and thank you to all of you who will support us. We're excited for it. But Dave, you good with good things? Good with things?
All good, man.
No, not much golf. Fall
season
has entered.
Is done for me.
Yeah, it's coming to a close for all of you in the South. Enjoy, play some rounds of golf for us, because it's starting to get a little cold. I mean, it is 40 and frigid and dark, and I think we turn the clocks back next week.
Sunday,
yeah, that's about it. Sunday, yeah. So, well, all right, folks. Well, that wraps it up here. You have just been double crossed. We are out. Peace.